Hi there. I think we don't learn from talking as much as we do from listening. The power of listening is underestimated and underutilized. One of the most sincere forms of respect is actually listening to what another person has to say. I guess we all have had this annoying experience where we are trying to explain something or we are trying to describe a situation we are in or asking for assistance or help. Before you can even finish the first sentence, you already being offered a solution. इसकी मिसाल ऐसे ही है जैसे आप एक डॉक्टर के पास जाएं और वो आपके मर्ज की तशखीस किए बगैर आपको मेडिसिन दे दे. So good listening is like you diagnose before you prescribe. Listening is the most needed but least taught skill. Schools और universities में लिखना पढ़ना तो सिखा दिया जाता है, but they hardly spend any time on teaching listening skill. According to the research, more than 40% of our daily communication time is spent on listening, with 35% being dedicated to speaking, 16% devoted to reading, and only 9% of our daily communication being occupied by writing. There are 6 levels of listening. The lowest level of listening is called ignoring. Ignoring doesn't sound like listening at all, but we recognize it when we are on the ignored end of it. This form of listening is like जब आप बात कर रहे हैं और दूसरा आदमी आपकी तरफ इवन देख भी नहीं रहा और बगैर देखे बात सुन रहा है. They even don't give you an eye contact, or they are continuing to type while you are speaking, or they are checking their phone multiple times during the conversation. That's called the ignoring. In pretend listening, we give our eye contact and show the other person that we are listening, but our mind is someplace else. Pretend listening is a patronizing form of listening. The next form of listening is selective listening. Selective listening is listening for things that will serve us, listening for the holes in their argument, or for other things we can use to promote our own position or point of view. Attentive listening is listening so we can do something with what we just heard, like giving advice. We are paying attention, but primarily to feel good about our good listening or our good advice. And often we cut the conversation and start telling our own stories and start playing our home videos. So these forms of listenings are not the effective ways of listening. The next 2 forms that we are going to talk about are the most effective ways of listening. Empathic listening is paying attention to another person with empathy, emotional identification, compassion, feeling and insight. Empathy को उर्दू में हम एहसास होना भी कहते हैं. There's a difference between empathy and sympathy. Empathy, sympathy से different इस तरह है कि sympathy का मतलब हमदर्दी है. Sympathy is feeling of pity or sorrow for someone else's misfortune. Whereas empathy का मतलब हमदिली है, ना कि हमदर्दी. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. To connect with the other person, you should repeat back to the other person what you think she or he said to make certain you understand. The highest level of listening is called human listening. That is listening with your conscious, with your soul. listening without ego. At this level of listening, you are fully engaged. Your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit. In order to listen at the highest level, you have to step into their universe and take a look around and stay with them so they don't feel alone and they feel supported. There's a famous quote by Thomas Edison about listening. He said, "We have but 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we may listen twice as much as we speak." Well, I would like to add to Edison's quote, I believe we have 2 ears, 2 eyes, 1 mind, a heart, and a soul, so we can listen much better than we speak. Today's first key message is the only acceptable forms of listening are empathic listening and human listening. And the second key message is diagnose before you prescribe. Pehle suno aur samjho phir bolo. As Maulana Rumi said, the quieter you become, the more you are able to listen. If you like this video, please share it with someone you like. And if you want to hear from me again, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow my Facebook page. If you have any questions, any feedback, please leave a comment below. I will do my best to respond to your question.